Good morning, my friends. It is I, John, sitting here at my back deck, enjoying this beautiful morning before it gets to be in the mid-90s this afternoon. It's a beautiful, cool morning, and I'm just enjoying sitting out here in the yard and having a good time. I wanted to jump on real quick and just give this quick message. You may have noticed I've been doing these videos called An Easy Conversation With. I wanted to kind of jump on and give you the intent of why I'm doing these long form conversations. Someone asked me this morning, or made a comment this morning, that it was a great interview, but I should talk less, which I thought was hysterical. But the point I wanted to make in response to that was that it's these videos are not about an interview. They're not about showcasing one person or the other. They're not about doing the dog and pony show of readings. It's about having an easy conversation without needing the modalities of the dogmas or the dog and pony shows, having to do prove channeling or prove mediumship or prove psychic ability. It's just two people having spiritual conversation. And the idea of these videos is literally to let you guys be in on that conversation. So when we start these videos, and I start these conversations, I have no questions in mind. I have no direction in mind. And whoever I'm on with, we just start talking. And we just have a conversation, and we let the conversation flow and go where it wants to go. And since the people I'm bringing on are inclined towards spiritual topics, of course that's where we go, because that's what we're all kind of geared towards. And so when you see these videos that start with An Easy Conversation With, I don't want you to think of them as an interview. I don't want you to think of them as trying to showcase abilities. I want you to think of them as just an easy conversation that you can sit down, have a cup of coffee, and enjoy listening to some friends chat. Because that's what they are. It's to let people see inside. I had a wonderful conversation with Kim Carey the other day, and after the conversation, we were both like, "Let's do some more stuff together." We were very excited about it, and the reason being is because it was so freeing, and it was a way to let people see the people behind the readings and behind the past lives and see the people living today. Because that's really the key to spirituality. And anyway, it's putting the spiritual principles into practice in the present moment, in the here and now. And so how are these amazing people living their lives? And what do they think about certain things? And there's one question I have thought about asking, and I haven't asked yet, because I think it might be a little too pat of a question. But like, if you ran into, actually, it's a great question for you to ask yourself. If you were in an elevator, it's the classic elevator pitch, and you're with somebody who was open to spirituality, but had no baseline whatsoever, how would you describe your belief to them? And let me say this: the simpler you can make a description of that, the more likely people are to follow it or to believe in it. Because simplicity is the key. The Occam's razor says, given all things, the simplest solution is usually the right one. And that is really the key, is to realize that you need to come to a real understanding of what you believe. And so I may start asking that question of the people I interview. If you had to make an elevator pitch to somebody who was on the beginning of a spiritual journey, what would you tell them about yours? And I think that's an interesting exercise to ask yourself today too. And remember, these videos that we're doing is not about anything but having a conversation about questions similar to that. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. And that's all. Like the one I did with Sheila was the same thing. The one I did with Kim was the same thing. I'm planning on doing one with Melissa Denise from A Love Covered Life. And I just did one last night with Sierra and Martha, two of the co-hosts. There's three co-hosts on that podcast of the Stars Made Me Do It podcast. For those of you who follow my channel, you know that I had my horoscope done on their podcast, and I've put that up on the channel several times because people ask me about my stars all the time. But we had a great time last night, and we're planning on doing some more stuff together as well. So I guess my whole point of this video really is to let you know that these videos are just conversations. They're nothing more, and they're meant for people to come in and be able to sit down, enjoy, and maybe learn something, or maybe get some ideas they've never thought of before. Help them find their own personal truths. But they're not about an interview. They're not about getting someone to do a reading. They're not about getting someone to tap into source or channel. They're literally about seeing how spiritual people live their life and experience their life. And so I just wanted to jump on and kind of clarify that, because when someone said that this morning, I was like, that's interesting. I really have never clarified what these videos are. But my intention from the beginning was just to have spiritual conversations without any of the extraneous stuff. So you guys have a great day, and have some coffee on me. See ya, bye. Thank you, my friends, for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure that you've subscribed and you like it, you share it, but also comment below it. Let's get this community talking about these topics and spreading this information out far and wide so we can change the world for the better. Thank you.